Chapter 10. The party was set to start at 6:30. Charity took Rebecca to the rec room in a wheelchair. Leah helped guide the child's IV pole alongside. Although Rebecca's fever had broken, her doctor had not authorized her being taken off the antibiotic. The rec room swarmed with kids who were decorating the tree from boxes of ornaments piled on the floor. Two orderlies, an intern and Ethan, were patiently stringing lights around the tree, while Molly supervised and nurses helped the children. "I thought your shift was through for the day," Leah said to Molly. "It is, but I couldn't leave everyone to party without me. I called my husband and told him I'd be late." She clamped her hands over her ears. "Loud in here, isn't it?" "All good parties are loud," Leah noticed Rebecca and Charity standing to one side, staring wide-eyed at the activity. With their odd clothing, they did look a little out of place. "Ethan's gotten into the swing of things, hasn't he?" Molly asked. Leah watched him scurrying up a ladder with a handful of lights, which he proceeded to loop carefully around the tree. Even though his clothing was as dated as his sister's, he somehow looked less out of place. "I'm glad their father let Ethan and Charity stay," Leah told Molly. When are they leaving?" "Ethan said they were catching a 9 o'clock van. The party should be over by then." "Do you think Rebecca will go home soon?" "Sure, as long as she continues to improve. Hospital stays are expensive. Doctors try to get patients out of here quickly." Leah realized that since she wouldn't be released until her mother and Neil came to get her on Thursday, she'd have been a patient for more than a week. Her hospitalization was going to cost Neil a bundle. She wondered if he would resent her for spending so much of his money when he wasn't even her father. "Of course, most people have insurance," Molly said, "but the Amish don't." "They don't have any insurance?" Molly shook her head. "They believe in taking care of their own. Rebecca's bills will be paid in full by the Amish community." Leah remembered the times she and her mother had no one to fall back on. Leah's mother had never wanted to accept charity, especially not from Grandma Hall. They had to apply for food stamps once, and when she was old enough to understand the meaning of taking public assistance, she felt ashamed about it and hadn't wanted anyone at school to know. "I'm glad the Amish take care of each other," she said. "It must be nice. You're going to miss them when they go, aren't you?" Leah gave Molly a self-conscious glance. "The room will be lonely without someone to talk to, and after they leave, I'll never see them again." Just saying it gave Leah a jolt. "You could still visit them sometime, maybe this summer." Leah wondered what life was like on an Amish farm in the summer. Ethan and Charity must work all day, and at night there'd be no TV or even electricity by which to read a book. She sighed. "I don't think so. Sometimes I wonder why we even met. It seems so pointless." "Sometimes things happen for a purpose. We can't see until much later." "Sometimes we never know why," Molly said. Whoops, she interrupted herself. "Someone needs my help." She darted off to untangle a small boy who had managed to wrap himself in a garland of tinsel. Leah went over to Charity and Rebecca. "So what do you think of all this Christmas stuff, Rebecca?" "She's confused," Charity admitted, "as am I. Why do you decorate trees?" "To celebrate, I guess." "Celebrate what?" Leah fumbled for words. "It's just what people do this time of the year. They decorate for the holidays, give presents, and eat turkey dinners, and do family stuff." "Just like us," Rebecca exclaimed. Charity glanced around at the frenzied activity in the room and shook her head. "Not like us. Listen, we don't slip into the library where it's quieter," Leah suggested. "We'll come out when it's time for cookies and Christmas music. I think one of the doctor is dressing up as Santa Claus." "Who?" Rebecca asked. "I'll explain later." Leah hustled into the library, with Charity following close behind. The room looked friendly and smelled like books. The closed door kept out most of the noise. "Look, Charity," Rebecca said, holding up a colorful picture from a nearby table. "What's this about?" Leah watched Charity leaf through pages filled with photos of paintings of beautiful angels. "Angels?" she asked Leah with astonishment. "Is this what your English thinks angels look like?" Leah stiffened at the words you English. She studied the renderings of golden-haired beings wearing long flowing robes and expressions of rapture. "I guess so. Why are they wearing these bird wings?" "Because angels can fly." Leah paused, suddenly unsure. "Can't they?" "Angels are spirits. They come and go as they please," Charity said. "Only the cherubim and seraphim have wings." Leah stared hard at the book. She'd always seen angels drawn as attractive people wearing wings. "They don't look like this?" "A cherub is a fearsome creature with 4 sides and 4 faces that look like a man, a lion, an eagle, and a bull. The cherubim's wings cover their hands, and when their wings beat the air, it sounds like thunder. They flash fire as bright as lightning." Leah listened, open-mouthed. What Charity had described sounded more like a monster. You're kidding. How do you know this? It's written in a holy scripture in the book of Ezekiel. All angels look like this? No, Isaiah says the seraphim have 6 wings, and they fly through the temple of God singing, Holy, Holy, Holy. But aren't there other kinds of angels, you know? Regular angels? Rebecca giggled. You're funny, Leah. Charity smiled too. There is Michael the archangel, the guardian of Israel, and he leads armies of angels in battle against the fallen angels of Lucifer. You mean they go to war against each other? Leah had imagined that angels hung around old churches and looked pretty. Lucifer once led a great rebellion against God, and for his disloyalty he and all his angels were thrown out of heaven. Now Lucifer roams the earth seeking men's souls, leading people away from God, deceiving us and causing us great trouble. Leah was astounded. All this is in the Bible? I had no idea. She thumbed through the angel book again, trying to imagine the strange spirit world. You know, angels can assume human form if they wish. Perhaps this is why they have been drawn this way. Charity touched one of the pictures. Angels are strong and powerful. They are immortal, but they do not have souls as we do. They do God's bidding, but they serve people too. Serve? Like how? In the Psalms it says that God commands his angels to guard us in everything we do. And in the book of Hebrews it says that we are to be charitable to strangers because we do not know when we might be entertaining angels. Charity's knowledge about angels astounded Leah, and it intrigued her to think such possibilities existed. So now I have to be nice to everybody? Charity giggled. You sound as if kindness is a chore. Leah blushed. Well, there are people I know who aren't angels for sure. But you really believe angels exist, don't you? Of course. Even though we can't see them? We can see them if they allow us to, but even if we do meet one, we do not always know it. They can seem most ordinary, but why would one appear to a person? Sometimes to help us if we are in trouble, sometimes to fight off evil. Why don't they always come to people's rescue? Leah wondered where the angels had been when her grandmother had been in such terrible pain and had lain dying. Sending an angel is God's choice. Leah could tell by the expressions on the faces of the Amish girls that they believed everything they were saying. Personally, she thought the whole discussion was bizarre. To her, God seemed arbitrary, and angels better imagined as the sweet-faced winged creatures she saw in the books, rather than the frightening creatures Charity had first described. The library door opened, and Molly poked her head inside. Come on, you 3. We're about to put the angel on top of the tree. Out in the rec room, Leah stood against the wall with Charity, Rebecca, and Ethan, but her mind was elsewhere. Charity's voice, her words, and deep convictions were impossible to forget. An intern had climbed the ladder with the angel and was placing it on the topmost branch of the tree. The decorative angel was robed in a red and white velvet gown. Its hair was golden, and its wings of wire were overlaid with white gauze. The intern scrambled down the ladder and followed it hastily. Across the room, someone flicked off the overhead lights. Are we ready? Molly called. A chorus of children's voices called yes. Molly threw a switch, and hundreds of lights blazed to life on the tree. The onlookers clapped and cheered, all except for Leah and the 3 Amish beside her. In the beautiful glow of the Christmas lights, their faces looked troubled. Leah allowed her gaze to linger on the angel, which was bathed in pale yellow light from the bulbs on nearby branches. She was positive that the others in the room thought the angel ornament was beautiful, perfect, but to Leah the angel now looked waxy and fake. It was just a doll bearing little resemblance to the heavenly creature it was supposed to represent.